Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Clock, and today we'll be playing the Falling Devotion demo, a visual novel about your boyfriend coming back to life. And
No,
maybe you'll date him again. Oh, I am older than 18. Yes, I am. What is your name? Oh, it's Clock. What pronouns do you use? I'm a he, himmer. Thank you for downloading this game, Clock. Ooh, oh. Please make sure you've read the warnings listed on the itch.io page before proceeding. Hope you have fun and enjoy this story. Yes, this is an 18+ game, by the way. It has a lot of darker and more adult subject matters in it. Please listen to me. If you're not 18, just leave. Just step away. Just go away, okay? Just leave. And if you are, and you're in a good headspace, you can stick around, okay? I'm not gonna bother with the warnings because I think always an 18+ warning is enough. You know, if you can handle darker topics, then you can handle them, and if you can't, you can't. So, anyways, we'll have fun. I also believe as the game gets updated more, it might become an NSFW game, like a lot more NSFW. So, I think the demo's a little bit safer, but yeah. I hope you have fun and enjoy this story. Hope in reality is the worst of all evils, because it prolongs the torments of man. F. Nietzsche? I always never remember how to pronounce his name. I only read it. That's a philosopher, chat. Grief isn't something you can outrun. No matter how fast you try to move, it'll always catch up with you. And yet I keep running from the shadows of my own mistakes, from the choices I could have made. The same scene replayed in my mind like a broken record. No matter how much time passes, it refuses to fade. It's sharper than it has any right to be, like an old wound reopened without a warning. The rooftop of our high school, so much larger than I remember, it stretched out under the expanse of the endless sky. Back then it felt like the world stretched out forever. It was the last day before summer break. The air clung to my skin, heavy with the smell of rain. The clouds rolled slowly, like silent witnesses to a promise I barely understood at the time. In a way, they almost mirrored the dread coiling in my chest. Clive was already there when I arrived, leaning against the edge like he belonged to that spot. The faint breeze tugged at strands of his purplish-black hair, plastered against his neck from the damp air. Usually he would have greeted me by now, maybe with his usual grin, maybe a stupid joke. But that day he just stood there in silence. I hesitated, watching him from a distance. There's something off about him, like a light dimmed from within. He looked smaller somehow. I forced myself to step forward. My voice cracked through the humid air. Clive, it's starting to rain. What are you still doing here? He didn't answer right away. When he turned to me, his expression knocked the air out of my lungs. His eyes, usually full of life, were distant, hollow, like he wasn't even seeing me. It relaxes me, he said, his voice lower than I'd ever heard it. Helps me think. There was something wrong. This wasn't him. This wasn't the Clive I knew. The guy who can sit still for more than 5 seconds, who filled every silence with laughter or nonsense to keep the world at bay. Wow, that's really different than the vibe. That was not the vibe I was picking up from. I thought that would have fit him perfectly. He looks really emo. Clive? What's wrong? I think this is the same man, by the way. Clive is the guy. I asked. My own voice sounded so small. He exhaled, his gaze drifting back to the horizon. Do you ever feel like everything is about to change, and no matter what you do, you can't stop it? His words hit like a bullet to the chest. He wasn't just asking about summer break. There's something deeper, something heavier, and I didn't know how to answer. Rip. I stayed quiet. What could I say? Clive wasn't just my best friend. He was almost a part of me. My shadow. Always there, always solid. Seeing him like this, it was like watching the beginning of a storm about to tear through something unshakable. Let's save. Of course not, things will be fine. What do you mean by that? Yeah, let's dig a little deeper, okay? What do you mean by that? I don't know. I just have this feeling. Like we'll grow apart after this summer. His hands fidgeted at his sides, fingers curling and uncurling like he was searching for something to hold on to. Forget it. I'm just being stupid. I didn't know what to say again. Didn't know how to bridge the gap that suddenly felt so huge between us. So instead, I pulled out the small presents I'd been holding on to. It was a silver guardian bell. Tiny, but meaningful. I'd been planning to give it to him later, but seeing him like this, I couldn't wait. I've been thinking about buying it for him for months, ever since his 18th birthday, when he wouldn't shut up about his new bike and license. For your bike, to keep you safe on the road, since you love acting like you have 9 lives. I held it out to him, and the moment he realized what it was, his entire face lit up. Did that say ILYSM? That's kind of odd to give to, like, someone who's your friend, but, I mean, it's not that weird, I guess, but I was supposed to give it to you later, but I hope it cheers you up. For a moment, he looked like a puppy with a new toy, his face softening despite the tears that threatened to spill at any moment. Fuck. I was trying not to cry, and then you... His hands trembled as he held the bell close, his expression shifting from shock to pure joy. Clock, do you not love your friends? I don't exactly hand them things that say, I love you so much. I usually just say, like, love you, bro. I don't know. That's just me. You didn't have to, but I'll keep it with me and treasure it like my child. This is better than... The words tumbled out of him so fast they were almost incoherent. His voice cracked halfway through, and he wiped his eyes with the back of his hand. Clive, calm down. He took a small breath, holding the bell like it was the most precious thing in the world. It's just... I thought you got tired of me. But this... it means... He trailed off, looking up at me with a vulnerability that made my heart ache. Yeah, kiss your homies, chat. Of course, you matter to me, silly. He paused, taking a deep breath, his face flushed with emotion. Do you promise not to leave me then? His voice was quieter now, and the question hung in the air between us. It looked like he wanted to say something more, but couldn't. His fingers brushed against the bell with a hint of hesitation again, as if he was afraid it might disappear. I have no idea what's making you overthink so much, but I promise I'm not going anywhere. That's a good answer. His smile returned, softer this time, but there was something behind it. I didn't know it then, but that promise would haunt me. I didn't know how much he needed to hear it, or how much I'd regret breaking it. He smiled at me, a glimmer of hope in his tired eyes. Couldn't help but feel the weight of that promise settle heavily in my chest, even though I smiled back at him. My thoughts were cut off as a strange static sound filled the air, growing louder with each passing second. My eyes darted around, searching desperately for Clive. He was nowhere to be seen, as if he had never been there in the first place. The sky darkened, turned an angry shade of red. The static roared in my ears, drowning out my thoughts and my screams. I gripped the railing, trying to steady myself as the sound grew louder, making my head throb with pain. Then his voice cut through it all. Don't you think you're forgetting something? I froze. My heart dropped. Oh no, my hearts. Where'd my hearts go? With Clive. He's dead. Oh, okay. He's been dead for 3 years. It's too late now. You filthy liar. 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 He only had you, and yet you betrayed him. If only you answered his phone calls back then. I wake up with a jolt, chest heaving like I'd just run a marathon. Oh. My heart slams relentlessly against my ribs. If it beats any harder, it might as well just burst out free. Dragging a shaky hand against my chest, I press against it, hoping it might steady it a bit. Am I checking if I'm alive, or just forcing my heart to stay put? As my vision adjusts, the familiar outlines of my room slowly come into focus. The glow of the street lamp filtering through my curtains, my desk chair buried under the pile of clothes I swore I'd deal with last week. Everything is exactly how I left it. Normal. Safe. I let out a sigh of relief. Just another nightmare. The same one that's been haunting me for weeks now. Yawning, I reach out towards the drawer next to me, fumbling in the dim light for the water bottle I always kept there just in case. As the cool plastic touches my lips, a faint glow catches my eye. My phone. It lit up. For a moment I just stare at it. Who in their right mind would text me at this hour? Not like I have much of a social life these days. Social anything, really. Damn. The self call out. My social skills kind of got messed up after Clive. The thought stings more than it should. Probably Dariel. I mutter under my breath. My lips twist into her humorless smile. He's my coworker, and the only one who ever texts me anymore. He practically dragged me out of the house after everything fell apart, said work would be a healthy distraction, and annoyingly, he was right. But even Dariel wasn't enough to text me this early. I frown, the unease curling in my stomach as I reach for my phone. The message was brief, just a few words, but as I read them, the air seems to thicken around me, each syllable sinking in like claws digging into my flesh. As my stomach twists painfully, a chill racing down my spine, I lower the phone, hoping, praying that I misread it, but no, the message is still there. Remember your promise. Block the number. End the game right here. Let's do nothing. Let's be... No. What do you guys want? Mean or... Good or bad, chat? Good or bad? What do you guys prefer? Good or bad? Good or bad? Tell me now. Block? We'll go for the bad stuff first? Okay. I believe there's 2 bad endings and 1 good ending so far, so... Block the number. My thumb hovers over the screen, the notification glaring at me. I don't want to do this, but I can't keep ignoring it either. Oh, I lost a heart. I swipe to block the number. My hand shakes. The motion's sluggish, like my body's fighting against itself. It feels like the right thing to do. It has to be. Before I can exhale, another message pops up. Rude. Unhappy face. I'm blocking it, but apparently he can keep texting me. My heart skips a beat. It's not supposed to do work like this. I blocked him. So how? I stare at the screen, my breath catching in my throat. Before I can even think of a reply, the message vanishes. What the? I stare at the empty screen, my heart hammering in my ears. Maybe I'd imagined it. Lack of sleep could do that, right? I haven't been getting enough sleep these days. Just my tired brain playing tricks on me. Yeah, that has to be it. Shaking off the lingering unease, I swing my legs over the side of the bed. Getting ready will help me clear my head. Nothing better than a shower to try and wash away all that negativity. Make my way to the bathroom, my feet dragging against the floor. The day has barely begun and I'm exhausted already. Well, it is like 5 a.m., bro. Who wakes up at 5 a.m., okay? 6 a.m., sure. 5 a.m.? Go back to bed, bro. Take your piss and go back to bed. The hot water seems to soothe away the tensions in my muscles. But even as I step out, towel wrapped around me, the memory of that message still lingers. Who walks around in their bathroom with a towel, bro? After a shower. Like, especially if you live alone, you know? I rub at the fogged mirror, my reflection staring back at me from behind the streaks. Tired eyes, eye bags. Someone who hasn't had a good night's sleep in months. I actually woke up this morning, I looked in the mirror, and I saw my eyes were a little puffy, and it was like really, they were so like dark. Oh my god, it was bad. I haven't slept good in a while either. I throw my uniform with muscle memory alone. Just another day of playing human doormat for customers who think service equals servant. Can't wait. Oof. It's a hard knock life. Stepping outside, the cool morning air brushes against my skin, waking me up enough to function. The world feels heavy. I haven't gotten a break at all, and my classes are starting in a week. Also, Killer Cat Black, go to sleep at a normal time. I will force you to. Oh, I just realized chat is kinda... Well, it's fine. It's in a decent spot. As I walk towards the street, a piece of paper flutters by my shoes. It's crumpled, but the handwriting is unmistakable. I miss you! No, 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 no. I already committed. Throw it away. That's weird, bro. Throw it away. I miss you. One miss you. Little kitty cat. Aw. Throw it in the trash. My fingers twitch at my side, caught between curiosity and dread. No, I don't want to know. Before I can think twice, I snatch it up and head for the trash. I toss it and slam the lid shut, hoping to bury my discomfort with it too. Wick of 5. Go to sleep earlier. No stream is so early now. It's only on the Mondays. Only Mondays. We have early streams on the Mondays. I have been streaming on Mondays at 12 EST for a long time now. But the rest of the week will be afternoons. Evenings. I keep moving, the sound of my own footsteps grounding me as I reach the cafe. The streets are unusually quiet till I see it, parked across the road. A motorcycle. A fireblade. Clive's fireblade. Wait, did I just gain a heart? Wait, I wanted to go down. I don't know if it's the dreams, sleeping barely 3 hours at night, or... No, that doesn't make sense. After the accident, it was unrecognizable. My stomach twists as I crouch, checking the shiny bell near the exhaust just to be sure. Same incisions. No fucking way. I'm going insane at this point. How did I gain a heart? I blink and it's gone, shaking my head. I make it to the cafe. Clocking in, clock reference, felt like a small relief for once. Something normal to hold on to, but the unsettling feeling lingers. What's this game called? Fallen Devotion. It's just a demo for right now. As I flip the sign from closed to open, the hum of the morning outside begins to seep in. A few regulars filter through the door, and soon enough I'm caught in the rhythm of pouring lattes, calling out orders and wiping down counters. The good old barista job. Maybe not, actually. Maybe it's just a diner. Actually, whoops. The door of the back storage swings open, and Dariel walks in, struggling to balance a large cardboard box filled with decorations. He stops mid-step when he sees me, his eyes widening. Oh, wow. He looks at me, his eyebrows shooting up. Not to be rude, but do you own a mirror? You look like the Grim Reaper. I shoot him a flat look, turning back to wipe down the counter. Good morning to you too, Dariel. Let me guess, same nightmare. I shrug, trying to avoid his gaze. What do you think? He sighs, shaking his head. That makes, what, 5 nights this week. You sure it's not a sign? Maybe the universe or whoever is trying to tell you something. I snort. Yeah, like what? Get some help? Thanks. I hadn't figured that one out. Dariel doesn't laugh. Instead, he narrows his eyes at me, and I can tell he's about to say something obnoxious. Actually, he starts, pausing. I think your boyfriend is a little pissed off at you. I stop mid-swipe and glance at him. Boyfriend? He grins, leaning closer like he's about to reveal some secret. You know, the guy you never talk about anymore or visit, not even at his funeral. Wait, you didn't go to his funeral? Oh my god, chat. Go to the funeral, okay? I know it's hard, okay? It's good for you to let it out, okay? It's actually good. Funerals aren't for the dead, it's for you, okay? It's for the grieving, okay? That's what I'm gonna say right now. Otherwise, we just drop the body in the hole and call it a day, okay? It's for you. Go to the funeral, okay? If it's about someone you cared about, go to the funeral. That's really bad. I know it's scary, but you gotta go. His voice takes on a half-serious tone. It's closure. Honestly, if I were him, I'd start haunting your ass. Maybe throwing objects at you if you ever bring someone home. Honestly? Dariel? You're so fucking based for that? What the hell? True, same. Ghost, do you do that? I glare at him, even as my stomach knots. First of all, he was never my boyfriend. And second, I don't think ghosts work like that. I have a ghost in my chat telling me right now they do. Sure. Dariel knows something. He knows something based. He nods dramatically, clearly enjoying himself. But are you really sure? You two were practically joined at the hip before everything went down. You can't tell me you never thought about it. I roll my eyes and start stacking the clean mugs. Clive's not my type. Yeah-huh. Yeah-uh. So you're saying that you never, not even once, found him attractive. Okay, but like, you know, just because you find someone attractive doesn't mean, you know, that like you'd want a relationship with them, you know. There's, you know, at least for me, you know, I don't really care how attractive the person is, like physically, like looking. It's more about their personality for me. Like, I don't want to date someone who's not a gamer. If I dated someone who's not a gamer, I'm on crack, bro. The question catches me off guard. For a moment, I don't know how to answer. He doesn't let me, though. How? Easily. Because I'd much rather play games with the person, honestly. I'd much rather play games with said person and nerd out about stupid stuff from video games. Because let me tell you, from the way you used to talk about him before, you know, you started pretending he didn't exist. You made him sound like Prince Charming. I only described how he was. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, okay. So it's just a coincidence you look like you've been hit by a bus every time you have one of those nightmares about him. Totally unrelated. I glance at him, biting back a retort, but his smug expression makes it impossible. Instead, I sigh. You don't know what you're talking about. Maybe. He admits, still smirking. But I'm right about one thing. If you don't figure out whatever is going on in that sleep-deprived brain of yours, it's gonna keep on messing with you. Bro just needs to pop in the earbuds, listen to those whales moaning in the ocean, you know, get the fan on, put the eye mask on, maybe sleeping pill and some chamomile tea. Boom, bada bing, that sleeping issue, gone, okay? Whales moaning. That's the thing. That's the secret trip to good night's sleep, okay? Dariel adjusts the box in his hands, taking a step back towards the storage room. Well, I better go before our manager decides to fire both of us. You know, for the crime of having a conversation during work time. His voice drips with sarcasm, but his gaze softens as he adds. Seriously, though, try not to obsess over it too much, alright? And if something weird happens, just call me. That's a good friend. Even though he's a coworker, he's a really nice guy. But don't expect me to come holding sage and holy water. I'm not exactly equipped for ghost busting. I am. I'm about to but I can't help but laugh. Thanks, Dariel. I'll try not to summon any shadow people just to make you prove that. He chuckles, shaking his head. Good. I'd rather not see you end up in some The Exorcist sequel. Shifting the box in one arm, he shoots me a quick thumbs up with the other. Alright, I'm out. Don't overthink it, yeah? As he heads towards the storage room, a faint sense of release settles in my chest. Talking to Dariel helped me feel a bit more sane. The hours fly by until the cafe slows down. I'm wiping down a table when I hear a group of first-year university students. Probably, judging by their energy. No, I'm serious, one of them says, leaning forward. Spirits manifest in dreams all the time. It's like a connection thing. Your soul ties or whatever, he continues. Soul ties? Another voice scoffs. You're so full of it. No, listen, the first guy insists. It's like, if someone has unresolved stuff, their spirit can latch onto someone they were close to. They show up in your dreams because it's easier to communicate there or something. I've read about it. I freeze mid-step. The damp cloth clutched in my hand. Their words echo in my head, and for a second I forget to breathe. Unresolved. Close to someone. Dreams. The puzzle pieces I've been avoiding start snapping together in ways I don't like. By the time my shift ends, the idea is stuck deep into my mind like a splinter I can't pull out. Last sentence. No British. The keys jingle in my hand as I stand in front of my apartment door, trying to fit the right one into the lock. My fingers tremble, betraying the calm I'm trying to fake. After a couple of failed attempts, the lock finally gives way with a dull click. Finally, I mutter under my breath, shoving the door open with my shoulder. The bag slides off my arm and lands on the couch as I toss off my shoes. My mind is racing, the words I overheard at the cafe striking up my curiosity. I head straight to my room, shutting the door behind me with a soft click. My laptop sits on the desk, staring back at me like it's just eager to spill answers as I am to find them. I drop onto my chair, pulling the laptop open with one hand while the other hovers over the keyboard. How do I even phrase this? Ways a spirit manifests. The search engine offers a flood of results. My eyes scan over the screen. Each click pulls me deeper into a rabbit hole of half-truths, myths, and coincidences. Then the laptop glitches violently all out of a sudden, the screen tearing with bursts of neon colors. What the fuck? Why'd the music go crazy? I pause, watching his lines of text glitch and jitter. No, no, no. I whisper. Not now. The mouse freezes, and the screen stutters again. Lines of static running through it. My heart pounds as the browser crashes entirely. Fuck! I slam my hand against the desk, anger bubbling over. Of all times, it decided to fucking die now. The screen flares back to life, but it's not the browser this time. A single line of text appears. Oh. Always looking for answers anywhere else but me. My stomach drops. Again! My voice is barely audible. Oh, sorry. Will you let me in? I stare at the words. Each letter pulses like a heartbeat, taunting me. Well, I'm gonna say no, because we've already kind of locked into the bad route, okay? The song's kind of good. I mean, it is. I feel like it's way out of place, but it works. Dance for me, chat. Keck vibe. No. I don't even bother to read it this time. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of his games. It's been months. Months of him. Months of these tricks. I slam the laptop shut, stand, the room tilting for a moment. Behind me, I feel him. Oh! Why do you keep on ignoring me? Oh, hi. Oh, you're blinking. His voice is soft, but there's a bitter edge to it. After everything we've been through, why won't you talk to me? I spin around, glaring at him. Shut the fuck up! Yeah, you can't just come back from the dead, bro. The words spill out before I can stop them. My voice shakes, and I don't care. You're so annoying. He flinches for a moment. Looks like he's about to cry, but he doesn't. He just stands there, watching with the same hurt, confused look, like he's trying to understand what he did wrong. You think I'm yours? You think I'm some object? His jaw tightens, but he doesn't speak. I laugh bitter and sharp, the sun cutting through the silence. Let me tell you something, Clive. If I was nice to you when we were kids, that doesn't mean you have the right to think I belong to you. You're a fucking creep. Wow. His lips part like he's trying to say something, but now words come out. Instead, the room flickers. No words come out. The edges of my vision blur and the space around us distorts, bending and shifting. Darkness swallows everything, and I hear a voice. Something distant, ancient. The words echo like they're being read to me from a dream. My hand pulled at the serpent and pulled. In vain, I failed to pull the serpent out of his throat. Then there cried out of me, "Bite! Bite! Its head off! Bite!" So it cried out of me. My horror, my pity, all my good and my bad cried with one voice out of me. F. Nietzsche. Nietzsche? Nietzsche? I could look it up, but I won't. What was that? Oh, we lost our last heart, I guess. I noticed the warmth on my hand. Sticky. Wet. Oh! Oh, no! No, not this again. Not a wet dream. Bro, what? No, man. Did I just shinji myself? My breath hitches as I glance down. My fingers are curled tight around the knife handle. Oh, never mind. Worse. Okay, never mind. The one I grabbed earlier to slice some fruit. Okay, 18 plus. No. Clive is on the floor. The knife buried deep in his torso. Blood pools beneath him, painting the carpet with a dark, vivid stain. His lips part, blood dripping from the corners of his mouth, but his eyes are soft. I'm just gonna turn down the music just a tiny bit, okay? His eyes are soft, filled with something I can only describe as love. Thank you, he whispers, his voice breaking. Thank you for giving me a chance to relive my life with you, even if it ends like this. I can't breathe. I have loved you. I love you. Ever since we were kids, I've always loved you. He smiles at me, fragile, trembling, like he's clinging to his last bit of strength, and then his body goes still. The room is silent, except for my ragged breathing. Good ending, yay! I mean, we moved on, that's good. I mean, in a way. What if some day or night a demon were to steal after you into the loneliest loneliness and say to you, This life as you now live it, and have lived it, you will have to live once more, and innumerable times more. And there will be nothing new in it, but pain, and every joy, and every thought, and every sigh, and everything unutterably small or great in your life will have to return to you. All in the same succession and sequence. Would you not throw yourself down and gnash your teeth, and curse the demon who spoke thus? Or have you once experienced a tremendous moment when you would have answered him? You are God, and never have I heard anything more divine. F. Nietzsche. Bad ending 1. The cycle ends here. Oh, okay. Alright. It happens, chat. It happens. Oh! Oh, we cut the we cut the snake. We cut the snake. Okay. So we got the first bad ending, I guess. I guess we'll load up and see if we can get the other bad ending. Okay. No, it's a good ending. I mean, it's a good ending in that we moved on. I mean, you know, if we kill him, you know, that's good. Okay, let's go back to the first one. Or actually, no. No. You know what? No, actually. We'll go back to the second one. When we, like, this one, where we could have lost. We'll only lose 2 hearts this time, okay? Or 1? We'll only lose 1 heart. Yes. Because he's not upset. So we'll just do nothing. I actually don't know how to get the other ending. I'm going to be so honest with you guys. Do nothing? Do nothing. I stare at the screen, my breath catching in my throat. Before I can even think of a reply, the message vanishes. What the? Tell him it's okay. I think that's for the best ending, so I'll wait for that one, okay? What the? Stare at the empty screen, my heart hammering in my ears. Maybe I'd imagined it. Lack of sleep could do that, right? I haven't been getting enough sleep these days. Just my tired brain playing tricks on me. Yeah, that has to be it. Sorry, I sneezed. Shaking off the lingering unease, I swing my legs over the side of the bed. Getting ready will help me clear my head. Nothing better than a shower to try and wash away all that negativity. Wait, I can't skip? I've read this. Let me skip. Okay, even as I step out, okay. It's not letting me skip, bro. That's not cool. I should be able to skip, okay? What the hell? I've read all this. Bless you. Thank you. Okay, this time, so we'll toss the note still. Wait. It's crumpled, but the handwriting is unmistakable. Wait, can I not throw this out? Unease washes over me, but I shoved the feeling aside. My mind is playing tricks again. Wait, okay, never mind. Let's load up. Maybe it locks you in. Okay, yes. To this one. Okay, throw it away is what we did. Maybe keep it? Yeah, let's keep it. I kneel down, fingertips brushing the edge of the folded paper. I should throw it away, but I don't. Something about it nags at me. A quiet whisper in the back of my mind. Unease washes over me, but I shoved the feeling aside. My mind is playing tricks again. If I keep this up, I'll generally start questioning reality. Oh, now I can hit skip. Oh, it stayed 2. Okay. Let's skip. So let me in, okay? Now if I hit... No. Is that a separate ending? No. But I have 1 heart. I don't even bother to read it this time. Okay, wait. Oh, it's still the same ending. Oh, it's still the same ending, bro? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean? Okay, let's just go with the beginning. Of course not. Things will be fine. Of course not. Things will be fine. For a moment, he just looked at me, and his lips curled into a small smile. You always know how to comfort me. I'd be lost without you. I guess I just need to stop overthinking, huh? He forced a laugh. I probably sound like a crybaby now. I'm sorry. Didn't know what to say again. Didn't know how to bridge the gap that felt suddenly... Okay. And it's the present. Why does it not let me skip? No skip. Please, let me skip. I've read this. Is that like a bug? Like, if you pick a different option? Let's try... I just want to load it up again, because maybe it will let me skip. Yes. Of course not, and then skip. It didn't let me skip! What the hell? course. You matter to me, silly. You promise not to leave me then. This was the same. Oh. And now it's letting me skip. He's crying. Yeah, he was crying. Let's try to do everything nice, okay? Everything nice. So, do nothing. Skip. Keep moving. Sound of my own footsteps grounding me as I reach the cafe. The streets are unusually quiet till I see it. Parked across the road. A motorcycle. Fireblade. Clive's Fireblade. I don't know if it's the dreams, sleeping barely 3 hours a night, or... No, it doesn't make sense. After the incident, it was unrecognizable. My stomach twists as I crouch, checking the shiny bell near the exhaust just to be sure. Same incisions. No fucking way. I'm going insane at this point. I blink and it's gone. Shaking my head. I make it to the cafe. Okay. This is all the same. I'm surprised it's not letting me skip at all, because this is all the same text that we've already read. Okay. Ba ba ba. Oh, wow. I'm just gonna skip, like, manually until it lets me skip. What do you think? Okay. Boyfriends. Okay. Ghost don't work like that. Okay. Wasn't my type. Sugar and spice. Yeah, sugar and spice. And everything nice. Why did you... I just read Haruko's message. Making Clive into a perfect little girl. What are you saying? What are you saying? Although he is, like, his aesthetic is emo and, like, cold. But then apparently, like, he's a big softie and he's, like, super, like, dog energy. Like golden retriever energy. Okay, click, 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 click. Okay, we hear the college students. We go home. Finally, we search up. It's still not letting me skip, though. Okay. Okay. Freeze. The door chimes a third time. Wait. Then the doorbell rings. I freeze. Rings again. My heart pounds as I stand. My legs feeling like jello. Each step towards the door feels heavier than the last. The door chimes a third time. Impatient as I finally reach the handle, I open the door. There he is. Oh, it's a completely different. Okay. Clive. He's standing there. My mind immediately rejects what I'm seeing. It's impossible. His body, what was left of it, was buried 3 years ago. Oh, okay, so this is the good ending. Wait, do you guys want me to let him in after? Like, with less hearts? Or do you want me to continue on, like, the perfect energy? He gave me golden retriever vibes from looks alone. Really? Wait, emo? Like, piercings and stuff is golden retriever vibes? Really? Oh. I mean, he is muscular. I will say, he's, like, super muscular. It's not usually something you see together. And yet here he is, standing on my doorstep. Clock. His voice is the same, low and teasing, but there's an edge to it now. A weight it didn't carry before. Miss me. I stumble back, nearly tripping over my own feet. Kill it! Yeah, he is a zombie. No, this isn't real. You're not real. You're not imagining things. I'm real. Oh, okay. That's good. He sighs as he steps into the house, arms still crossed. But a spirit. Really, Clock. I'm a little offended. My throat feels tight. My words barely scraping out. I'm not crazy. No one said you were. His eyes gave it away. His eye. I mean, okay, alright, alright. Okay. I don't know. He says smoothly, tilting his head. Just wrong assumption. Clive. I managed, my voice cracking. Your face, your body, I saw you. I know. Trust me, I saw the whole thing. I feel dizzy, memories of that day rising back to the surface. Why are you here? His eyes lock onto mine, something unreadable flickering behind them. To show you the truth. The truth about what? My voice wavers, anger and fear bleeding together. You think you can just show up after all this time and... The truth about them. He interrupts, his voice sharp. The people you called your friends, the lies they told you, what happened the day of the accident. His words hit like a punch to the gut, but anger flares in me, boiling and uncontrollable. No, I snap. You don't get to come back and play victim. You think I don't remember what you said about me? How you... His stoic expression disappears entirely, replaced by something raw, broken. You really think I'd do that to you? His voice lowers, thick with disbelief. You trusted them over me. Them. After everything. I clenched my fists, tears threatening to spill. They were my friends too, Clive. What am I supposed to do when everyone said the same thing? When I literally heard the recording? When you didn't even ask me? He cuts in, his voice cracking. You didn't even give me a chance to explain. You just fucking ignored me. His voice drops an octave at the last words. I swallow, trying to hold the eye contact, but the weight of it is unbearable. You don't get it, I whisper. I didn't know what to believe. They said so many things, and you didn't exactly make it easy to trust you. Clive's jaw tightens, his gaze piercing through me. And that's supposed to justify it. What else could I do? You blocked me and acted as if I didn't exist every time I begged you to talk to me. Did I have any other options? You didn't even try, Clock. Do you know what they did to me? That did to me? Watching you laugh with them, hearing them talk about me like I was some disgusting freak, and you... He cuts himself off, exhaling sharply, his composure cracking. My chest tightens, guilt rising its way up my throat. I thought I was protecting myself. I say, barely audible. I didn't want to believe it, but I didn't want to be wrong either. I had no idea what to do. He shakes his head, his expression softening into something closer to sadness. You were supposed to trust me. After everything we've been through, you were supposed to believe me, not them. Tears sting at the corner of my eyes, but I blink them away, my voice rising in frustration. And what about you, huh? I tried. You think I didn't try? Would you have listened to me even if I had screamed the fucking truth at the top of my lungs? No, you decided I was guilty before I even opened my mouth. I tried to respect your boundaries. I waited and waited, but you never came back. I'm sorry, I whisper finally, the words feeling pitifully inadequate. Clive closes his eyes, exhaling slowly for the second time. It's not about an apology, Clock. I'm not here to punish you, and I'm not here to haunt you. You're all I have. I'm here because you need to know what really happened, what they were hiding from you, what they did to both of us. I'm not giving up till I get our bond back. My stomach churns at his words, the implication making my knees weak. What are you talking about? Clive steps closer, his once vibrant eyes, now faded and colorless, search mine. You've been running towards danger, and you don't even know it. They lied to you, Clock, about everything, and it cost me my life. Clive, I can't show you everything. He interrupts, his voice softening. Not yet, but I can give you enough to start. You deserve to know the truth, even if it hurts. I nod slowly, my chest tight with anticipation. You might regret asking for this, Clock, but once I start, there's no going back. I need to know. I say firmly, though I'm basically dying with anxiety. Gives me a faint, humorless smile. Still stubborn as ever. I guess this is why I fell in love with you in the first place. Clive mumbles something under his breath as I watch him, his voice so quiet it's almost drowned out by my thoughts alone. What? Narrow my eyes, raising an eyebrow at him. Nothing. He says quickly, brushing it off like it's not worth my time. He turns towards my room, his posture a little too casual. You should turn off your laptop, unless you want to pay one hell of a bill. I blink. Right, because that's definitely my biggest concern right now. one hell of a bill. What are you talking about, brother? What, the electric bill? I mutter, my voice laced with sarcasm. Still, I follow him, because what else am I supposed to do? Soon we're back in my room. I shut the laptop with a click, pretending like the mundane task is grounding me. Spoiler alert, it's not. Clive lingers behind me, unmoving. There's something too deliberate about the way he's standing, like he's waiting for a cue only he can hear. His eyes flicker toward me for a second, his gaze heavy and unreadable. Then, without a word, he lifts his hands. At first it's just empty air, but then a faint red glow sparks to life between his palms. Flickers, but before I can make sense of it, the glow grows stronger. Brighter. Too bright. Floods the room, bathing everything in its surreal crimson light. What? My voice trails off as I squint against the brightness, shielding my eyes with one hand. Really, what's the point? Honestly, after everything I've been through these past few weeks, this doesn't even crack the top 10. My life's been one hell of a fever dream lately. What's one more weird thing to add to the list? I mean, sure, a weird red light filling my room, coming out of my supposedly dead ex-best friend's palms. Cool. Clive glances at me, his expression tinged with guilt. His lips pressed together before he speaks, his voice back to his usual soft tone. Sorry if the light's too much. It won't last long. I promise. Just hold on a bit more, okay? You're doing so good. The words hang in the air. Something almost tender about the way he says it. It's the kind of tenderness that comes wrapped in barbed wire, like he's trying to soothe me while pulling strings I didn't know he held. I don't respond, mostly because I can't. The red light consumes everything, twisting the room into something unrecognizable. Nausea rises fast and sharp. No, please no. I send a light prayer to whatever cosmic force might be listening to spare me from the ultimate humiliation. Throwing up would take this moment from unsettling to flat out mortifying. Obviously, because I'd cry too. Special thanks to emetophobia. I don't know that one. Is that like the fear of throwing up? Then, just as quickly as it started, the light disappears. The room is gone. Maybe I'm gone from it. Either way, I find myself standing in a long, washed-out corridor that seems to stretch endlessly in one direction. Doors line the walls, their warped frames leaning at odd angles. Everything about this place feels wrong, like it was built in a rush by someone who didn't quite understand how reality works. This is it. Clive says, breaking the silence. His voice carries a strange mix of pride and apprehension. He gestures vaguely at the corridor. Memory lane. Memory lane, of course. I bite back the urge to say something snarky. Instead, I glance at him, my stomach twisting as I brace myself for whatever nightmare he's about to throw me into. I try to find words, but Clive basically reads my mind. I'll explain when we're back. We don't have much time. He says, his tone sharp and urgent. His gaze darts towards the corridor like he's afraid it might come alive and swallow us both. Stuck here. Great. Fantastic. Just what I needed to hear. I built this place. Oh. But I can't control what happens here. It's tied to my consciousness. So, one intrusive thought and it's over. Just stick close to me and you'll be fine. Very reassuring. Thanks. I deadpan, crossing my arms. Clive ignores the sarcasm, already turning away. Let's go. For a moment, I hesitate. My brain tells me to turn around and find a way out of this mess, but then I trail after him, because, let's be real, I don't exactly have a better plan. Sorry, water break. Please, hydrate. The sound of my footsteps echo hollowly in the corridor, each step like a countdown to something I'm not ready to face. Till the sound of crying stops me in my tracks. It's faint at first, barely audible, but it grows louder with every step. My head snapping towards the sound. Do you hear that? I don't have water. Get some water! I ask, my voice a little too shaky for my liking. Clive doesn't stop. Doesn't even look back. His voice is flat, cold in a way that makes my chest tighten. Ignore it. Oh, okay. I'm not going to trust him, I guess. Don't trust him! Everything feels off. From the very beginning. It's back, the music. My gut twists, screaming at me not to trust him. This isn't the Clive I once knew. Was he ever? I have to get up to get it. Get up. Come on, get up. Stretch it out. It's also good to get a stretch every once in a while, Ghost. Come on. Shake it off. The crying grows louder, cutting through my thoughts before I can stop myself. My legs move, panic taking control. I break away from Clive, running towards the sound. I need answers, but no matter how far I go, I end up back where I started, trapped in an endless loop. I'm also like, this hurts my eyes to look at right now. Stop it. Clive's voice echoes, sharp and desperate. He's trembling, fists clenched. Please stop. You don't know what you're doing. Fear takes over, muddling my thoughts, numbing my senses. Can't stop myself. It's like my body's on autopilot, chasing something I can't reach, like a horse running until it collapses. And then pain. It strikes light like lightning, searing through me, starting at my neck and shooting down my spine. My knees buckle, and I crash to the floor. I can't move. Every nerve screams as memories I never wanted to resurface. Pain, not mine, but his. Every broken bone, every breath stolen. Clive's agony lives in me now. Why won't you listen? His voice breaks, his sobs choking his words. No matter how much I try to keep you safe, you always mess everything up. His screams echo raw and anguished as he collapses into his grief. I try to answer, to say anything, but the throbbing pain swallows me whole until darkness covers my vision. I think we got the second bad ending. The snake which cannot cast its skin has to die, as well as the minds which are prevented from changing their opinions. They cease to be mind. F. Nietzsche. Bad ending 2. Curiosity killed the cat. He knows what's best for you. You know? You should trust him. Why would he hurt you when he... No. You're not ready for that information yet. See you next time, Clock. Smiley face. Okay, let's load that up and let's trust him this time. I'm gonna make coffee even though it's 2 p.m. Is that a weird time to make coffee? I usually make coffee like anytime I want. I drink a coffee at 8 p.m. I usually stream at 8 p.m. EST and I usually pop a coffee when I do it too. I'll trust you, bro. I'll trust you. I think I'm gonna die if I don't. So yeah, I'll trust you for now. Fucking bastard. Clive mumbles something under his breath again. His words barely a whisper. Oh, I say pop a coffee because I have a Keurig, so I pop a coffee in the machine like it's a pop. Makes a popping sound like a pop. Why do you keep on mumbling? I ask, sighing. It messes with sleep? Yeah, so what? Be a man. Be a man. Get less sleep. It's nothing. Just don't lose focus. His voice is calm, but there's something fragile hidden in it. Easier said than done. I mutter, sighing as I try to push the sound away. The crying still lingers, but I force myself to take another step forward. Clive slows his pace, turning to face me. His expression softens, even if the tension in his eyes doesn't ease. That sounds like that's probably came off a lot harsher than I meant it to, but yeah. Drink the coffee, don't drink the coffee, sleep more, don't sleep more, you know. You can catch up on sleep at another time, okay? But if you're really worried about your sleep, then just don't drink the coffee. Here. He says, extending a hand towards me. Hold on to me. It's safer that way. There's something in his voice. Fear, maybe. I take his hand. His cold skin almost burning against mine, grounding me. Don't let go. Coffee doesn't keep me up. I mean, you probably drink too much coffee at this point. He murmurs, his gaze shifting away as if he can't bear to meet my eyes. I wasn't planning to. I did do that, chat. I reply, quietly gripping his hand a little tighter. We walk in silence. I try to focus on Clive's presence beside me. Crazy to say, but he managed to get even taller. His grip tightens like he's afraid I'll slip away. I did slip away. Finally, we step in front of one of the doors. Clive doesn't speak at first. He just looks at me, his expression unreadable. It's as if he's searching for something. An answer, maybe. Or reassurance that I'm ready. And then without a word, he pushes the door open. The room beyond is silent, vast, and empty in a way that makes my stomach ache. The walls stretch too far. The air feels too still. Clive steps inside, his movements slow and deliberate. He glances at the floor, then back at me, hesitation flickering across his face. "You'll need to close your eyes," he mumbles, his voice soft. "Why?" "I'll tell you when to open them. That's how we enter the memories." I nod, my heart drumming loudly in my ears. "It's going to start with our first meeting," he adds, a shy smile tugging at the corner of his lips. "Because, it's one of my favorite memories." The admission catches me off guard. There's something almost pure in the way he says it. A quiet vulnerability that makes my stomach flutter. I close my eyes as instructed, trying to ignore any second thoughts. "All right. You can open them now," Clive says after a moment. When I do, the emptiness is gone, replaced by the vivid chaos of the playground. Children shout and laugh in the distance, but my focus snaps immediately to a boy sitting on the ground, gathering his scattered supplies with his small trembling hands. "Are you okay?" My younger self's voice breaks through the memory, every word tinged with concern. The boy, Clive, looks up sharply, his cheeks flushing with embarrassment. "Please, just leave." He's cute with that little shirt. "We love cats." He speaks, his voice barely audible. "If they see you with me, they'll tease you too." I watch as my younger self folds his arms, stubborn. I don't care about them. I could beat them if they try anything. His eyes widen, startled by the confidence in his voice. "They're just jealous. They don't know how cool you are." Clive looks away, his shoulders slumping. "Cool. I'm a foster kid. I live in an educational community. Being friends with me isn't fun. I can't do most of the things you do. If I ever get to go out, I have to have educators following me everywhere. I'm no..." "And? You're my friend. That doesn't change my opinion. I want to be as cool as you are." Younger me cuts him off firmly. "And we're always going to be friends, no matter what." The conviction in his voice makes something in my chest ache. Clive blinks, his mouth opening to protest, but younger me doesn't stop. "And I can't wait to have an artist friend someday. I love your drawings. No need to hide them behind your back. I saw them." Clive's eyes widen, and for the first time I notice a shift. The dullness in his eyes fades, replaced by the brightest and prettiest shade of purple I've ever seen. That's crazy that he has purple eyes. What the hell? That's like some of the biggest Riz ever, by the way. "Then I'll always be by your side." The playground blurs and fades around me, till we are back in the empty room, the memory still lingering in my mind. I mean, his white eyes are cool and all, but honestly, purple eyes? That's a swoon moment, you know? "How?" Clive's voice breaks through the silence, soft but filled with hurt. "How could you think I ever talked bad about you?" He chuckles, but it's hollow, his pain bleeding through despite the smile on his face. "I've basically been nothing but a loyal guard dog ever since then. Devoted to you, waiting every weekend for you to visit me at the educational community like you promised. You were all I had, you know." My throat tightens again, guilt coiling in my stomach like a vice. "Every Friday, I'd stare at the clock reference, like I could make time go faster, just so you'd show up immediately. Those visits kept me going." Clive continues, rubbing the back of his neck, his shy smile still there. "But..." His tone shifts, more serious now. "That aside, I have to show you what we came here for. I can't show you everything today, but you deserve to know the truth." Before I can respond, the world around us shifts, the air changing as another memory begins to take shape. In a blink, I'm standing in my school cafeteria. The headache-inducing hum of the fluorescent lights fills the air, casting an unnatural glow on the familiar rows of frozen tables. My breath catches in my throat when I see them. Mia and Silas. It's been so long since I've seen them. It's like they vanished after the accident, leaving nothing but whispers behind. They're standing near one of the tables, speaking in hushed tones. For a fleeting moment, I forget this was just a memory, I want to call out to them, ask where they've been, why they disappeared, but the words never come. Oh, they're drawn too. Did you manage to get Clock to trust you yet, or at least his phone number? What the fuck? Mia groans audibly, rolling her eyes. How can I get close to him when Clive is glued to his side like I'm about to kidnap him? Don't worry. I know how to deal with him. I just need Clock to let me take him home. Clive will lose it, confront me, and then I can record him. Once I have a clean recording of his voice, I can clone it, make him say whatever I want. Calling him won't work. He never picks up. But this... He gestures with a satisfied grin. This will destroy him. Clock is his only weak spot at the end. A wave of nausea hits me. Disgust, anger, and betrayal. It all floods my mind at once, choking me. I want to scream, to punch them both, to do something, but I can't move. I'm trapped, a helpless observer as they reveal their true colors. I wanted purple eyes so bad when I was a kid. I think a lot of people would want very unique eye colors like purple. Before I can catch my breath, the memory dissolves again. You're not alone, okay? But be happy with what you got. I'm standing outside my house when I just moved out after leaving my parents' place, waiting to finish the last exams before graduation. Everything feels distant, like I'm watching through frosted glass. I see Clive. His posture tense, his hands balled into fists. Orange eyes, that's cool. What, Clive, excuse me? What the fuck are you doing here? Clive's voice is sharp, cutting through the quiet of the street. Silence glances at him, leaning casually against the gate unimpressed. Look how much taller he is than him. Oh man, I love when the male love interest is always like the tallest character in the game. That's always really awesome to me. Silence glances at him, leaning casually against the gate, unimpressed. You've got balls saying that when you look like you just robbed a bank. What's with the disguise? Going full stalker mode? You give me the chills, dude. I'm not disguising myself. I just got off my bike, genius. I mean, brother, where's your jacket? Where's your jacket? Where's your helmet, bro? Are you telling me that's not a good excuse, biker? Look, bro. Look, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. That's not a good bike setup, okay? That's aesthetic. That's purely aesthetic, bro. He waves at his parked bike for emphasis. And even if I was following him, at least I have a reason. I've known him for years. What's your excuse? Sure, years of undying loyalty or obsessive clinging. I have no idea how Clock puts up with you. Must be pity, because you're a real pain in the ass. Gibgers. Yes, chat, you can have the hot golden retriever goth guy, okay? If following him is justified, I wonder what he'd think if I told him. Clive steps closer, his voice dropping to a dangerous low. If you even think about telling Clock anything, I'll make sure everyone knows. A sudden, loud sound cuts him off. I can't hear the rest, but the way Silas's expression falters tells me Clive's words landed a hit. Whatever. Guess I've overstayed my welcome. Silas turns to leave, throwing a dismissive glance over his shoulder. Have fun playing bodyguard while you still can. Frustration bubbles inside me as Silas walks away. What did he say? The unanswered question claws at my patience. Silas's voice pulls me back. He's holding his phone now, smug grin spreading across his face as he taps the screen. Poor bastard. His voice drops to a venomous whisper. You really don't know what's coming, do you? Even if you try to expose me, who's going to believe you? If they hear you saying certain things, they'll think that you're just covering your own ass by pointing fingers at me. Why did he start mewing? That was funny. I like that just that this he's like all evil into I'm mewing. Hi there. The memory shifts again. I'm standing in a library now. The smell of old paper and ink mingling with the heavy tension in the air. Also, I don't know how great these people are, but I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be real. These are some shitty friends, bro. Why are your friends so shitty? Silas is seated at the computer, his face illuminated by the glow of the screen. I hate him, he mutters under his breath, typing furiously. How can someone like him, a foster kid, get adopted by a rich piece of shit while I have to risk everything just to get by? A creeping sense of unease spreads through me. What is he doing? What's he risking? The scene fractures, and a sharp, searing pain shoots through my chest. I stumble, the world spinning violently around me. No. No. The music. Clive's voice trembles through the chaos. I have to warn him. Please, pick up. Pick up. His desperation is palpable, every word laced with panic. Then there's the sound of a sharp crack, the sound of a phone smashing against a hard surface. Did you think threatening me would work? I'll leak your photos anyways, and the money I'll get thanks to your lovely clock. It'll go for a good cause. The roar of a motorcycle engine cuts through the noise, followed by a gut-wrenching crash. The sound is deafening, violent, metal screeching, shattering. For a moment, everything goes silent, an unnatural and suffocating stillness. Clock. Clock. Clock! Oh, I'm awake, I'm awake. Sorry, my bad, my bad. My eyes shoot open, and I realize I'm standing in the middle of my room. My breaths are quick and uneven. So what, he blackmailed him? Called him on the phone to say that he blackmailed him finally, and he got into an accident because of the anger, maybe, over it? My eyes shoot open, and I realize I'm standing in the middle of my room. My breaths are quick and uneven. The walls around me feel like they're closing in. Space growing suffocating. Hey, it's okay. Pretty shitty that the voice modifier was all it took for us to believe Silas, someone we didn't even know for years, like... What? Clive steps forward, his voice soft but steady. His concern is evident from the way he watches me. Can't bring myself to meet his gaze. It's overwhelming. The guilt, the exhaustion, the fragments of memories I can't yet piece together. My legs threaten to give out beneath me for the 100th time today. But before they do, Clive reaches out, his hand hovering just near my arm like he's afraid I'll flinch. You're having an anxiety attack. His voice is calm, even as his eyes betray the quiet panic he's trying to hide. Oh, he cares about us. Let's get through this together, yeah? He gently guides me to sit down, crouching so we're at eye level. I can feel the warmth of his presence pulling me back from the void that's threatening to pull me in. Breathe with me. His own breathing slows deliberately, and I try, God, I try, to match his pace. His voice is steady, soft yet firm as he leads me through each breath. You did amazing. Now, let's try grounding. Look around. Tell me 5 things you can see. That's funny that you saw it on TikTok. Yeah, TikTok's pretty quick to get on these visual novels with the handsome men. You know, people like them. I hesitate, my mind racing too fast to focus. But his presence keeps me anchored. His eyes never leave mine. Silent reassurance that I'm not alone. The window, my desk, the lamp, my bed, you. Good. There's something in his tone, something tender, as if such simple words mean more to him than they should. 3 things you can hear. I focus on the sounds around me, forcing myself to listen. The wind outside, your voice, my heartbeat. He nods, encouraging me to keep going as my mind starts to clear. The weight pressing on my chest lightens, and the air feels a little less suffocating. Now 4 things you can touch. I follow his instructions, reaching out to the nearest objects, naming each one aloud. By the time I finish, my breaths are steadier, enough for me to think clearly again. Can I hug you? His voice wavers, quiet, almost shy. What? What? Medium skin, dark skin, light skin. What? What does this mean? Is this my skin tone? What does this mean? Light skin. I nod, unable to find the words. A hug sounds perfect right now. Oh, okay, that's exactly what it is, I think. When his arms wrap around me, it's like everything else melts away. He holds me close, his touch firm yet careful, as if I might break. I can feel the tension in his body, the way he holds his breath like he's afraid of doing too much. For a moment, I let myself lean into him, letting his warmth chase away the lingering cold in my chest. I don't think you need to foreshadow. He looks so friendly. I mean, the game starts with it telling us he's our best friend, okay, chat? I wouldn't call that a foreshadow so much. Or you talking about the hug, but that's also he's our best friend, so that's not that crazy. I'm so sorry, I managed to whisper, still a bit out of breath from the earlier events. I feel so guilty for not giving you the chance to explain back then. Foreshadowing would probably be the fact that the good ending, when this game is all said and done, I mean, there's two routes this can go. This can either go the first route where we move on, you know, or we just fuck the zombie. We fucking the zombie. Two routes, okay, that I imagine. Clive pulls away slightly, just enough to look at me. His hands linger on my arms, his thumbs brushing lightly against my skin. His expression is unreadable, like he's been holding back something he can't say. What really happened? The accident? Silas, Clive shakes his head gently, his expression soft but firm. You've already seen enough today. It's a lot to digest, and you need to let your mind breathe. You must be exhausted from that anxiety attack alone. His voice is gentle, but there's a quiet authority in it. But I'll tell you everything when the time is right. The way he says it, so quiet, so certain, makes my protest die in my throat. His eyes hold mine for a moment longer. Right now, you need to rest. He steps back, giving me space. No, please get some rest. Please get some sleep. I'll visit you tomorrow at your job. I'll wear contacts and, concealer. Hopefully I won't look like an orange with it on. He offers a faint chuckle. Are you leaving? I ask, the ache in my chest growing heavier. You've been through enough for one night, and I need to take care of something. But I promise, I'll be back. Please rest, Clock. I open my mouth to protest, but before I can even form the words, Clive shuts the door behind him. Clive exhales sharply, the breath he'd been holding in all along finally escaping. His hands tremble as he rubs his temples. God, I missed your voice. Your beautiful eyes. I wish you'd only look at me like that. He shakes his head abruptly, the yearning in his expression hardening into determination. His jaw tightens. There's something he needs to deal with, something unfinished. Oh. I wonder what that is. Kill Silas, maybe. I can't take it anymore. I just want to die. I just want to die. Slam. Slam. Another violent hit echoes as Silas throws his head against the wall again. You think slamming your head against the wall will kill you? He steps closer, his shadow looming over Silas. It won't. You don't deserve to die, Silas. You deserve to rot. To feel every ounce of pain you've inflicted on everyone else. Death is too easy for someone like you. You've got a lot of courage, making all that noise the moment you heard Clock's voice. Did you think he'd help you? Clock is so close to finding out what kind of human garbage you are. And I'll make sure you stick around long enough to face it all. You're insane, you know that? No, you're insane, you know that? He'll never accept you, not after everything. What happens when his family gets in the way? You're gonna lock them up too. Let them rot because you can't control your jealousy. That's something you do. I respect his boundaries, unlike you. I never stoop to your level. I sit on my bed, staring at the ceiling. The events of today replaying in my head. No matter how hard I try to focus on tomorrow, my mind keeps wandering back to Clive. He's never been the type to leave early, especially when I'm upset. Tonight he felt different. I mean, he is a zombie. I mean, he's quite literally dead, bro. I shift under the blankets, frowning. What is he doing right now? Is he okay? Why didn't he stay longer? Pull the blanket around my shoulders. I mean, we really are this oblivious, I think. Wow. Curling into it, like it can shield me from the storm in my head. My fingers hover over my phone screen, an empty gesture more than anything. Don't even have his phone number anymore. The thought stings, a bitter reminder of the distance between us. Even after everything. That broken phone from earlier, it had to be his. Did he even bother replacing it? The fangs are piercings. Angel fangs are a type of piercing. I sigh, sinking deeper into the blankets. Said he'd see me tomorrow. Clive always keeps his word, right? Close my eyes, and for the first time in what feels like forever, I let myself imagine that maybe, just maybe, we can figure things out. Sleep pulls me under. I think of his shy smile, his words echoing in my mind. I'll always be by your side. Clive 100% gonna die? I mean, he's dead. He's a zombie. He's quite literally dead, chat. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Okay, another F Nietzsche. Good ending. Thus we begin again. So that's just the demo, by the way, of Fallen Devotion. And that is the demo and all endings to the Fallen Devotion demo. There will be more days in the future, and it may become NSFW in the future, like actual NSFW, like, you know, like spicy. But for now, this is just it. There'll probably be more gore and stuff like that. It's a really well-written game. I enjoy it a lot, actually. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people... I say this in the nicest way. He is very hot. He's probably too hot, honestly. He's probably too hot, but also not in a bad way. Because he's kind of outshining your story, honestly. He's kind of outshining your story, because, yeah, never too hot. Because people are now going to just care about the character himself and not the story. That is the truth. But, at the same time, you know, it's always good to have a hot character, like chat wants. And the story is really interesting, actually. I'd love to see, obviously, you're a big fan of, I don't know if I'm saying it wrong or right, Nietzsche. Sorry, my bad. But I did read a little bit of philosophy about that in university. His area of expertise, at least. There's lots of groups of philosophy. Families of philosophy? I don't know. Lines of thinking. Anyways, a hot guy a day keeps the problems away. Yeah, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of people, that's all they want out of, you know, a lot of visual novels is to see a hot guy. Completely fine. Love to see, like I said earlier, the story seems to go in, you know, probably two directions. Either you don't give up on your dead boyfriend. Nuh-uh, hot men. Yes, yes. See, notice how all of my comments in the Twitch chat can only talk about the hot guy and not actually about the story at all. That's because, like I said, he might be a little bit too hot, honestly. But not in a bad way. Obviously, you'll still have people who are going to read into the story. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Pachenya just said, fuck the story, fuck the MC, I'm here for him. Completely fine. And that works. Yeah, completely fine. Completely fine. Hot man over story. Yeah, I totally get that. But I see that you are trying to actually have a pretty deep story, and that's actually awesome. I do appreciate that, okay? I do appreciate you trying, and I love that you're trying to push in some philosophy for people to read into. I also like the I also really enjoy the issues. I shouldn't call them mental problems, I guess. The main character, obviously depressed. Main character, obviously can't get over him, you know. And he is like real, though. He is like there. I can't call it a delusion. He is there. He is there, and he's showing you, and he's getting his revenge, you know. He is getting everything back. So it'll be interesting to see where the endings will go. Will we move on? Will there be an ending where we just marry him and, you know, like, will you push it in that direction? I mean, I'm sure the fan base wants that as an ending, you know, but will the game go in that direction? I would much prefer it not. I much prefer the sadder, more tragic ending of, you know, but I'd like to see where it goes, honestly, and where it goes and how it'll end up. Like we said, awesome job in the art. Amazing. I think everyone can agree the art is great. Solid background choices. I like the color and then taking away the color. I like what you did there. The music is the only thing I would say is a little, the music is a little weird. I'm gonna be honest. It feels like, it feels like it's too intense. The song, the song you picked for the intense one, or like that the game picked. I shouldn't say you, because I don't know if the developer will watch this. They might not. Either way, it just felt like it was a little too intense at points, I guess. It's personal opinion. All of this is personal opinion. I rate this like demo at like a strong like 10 out of 10 demo. Like really great for those really great. That actually is, maybe you'll learn something out of it. Maybe it'll change your way of thinking. I love visual novels that do stuff like that. It's great. Sometimes upbeat in a weird situation. Yeah, exactly. So the music could definitely be better. Obviously, free to use music. There's a lot of options out there. So please, take the time. That's my best advice, is take the time. Nothing is too intense for chat. It really isn't. But yeah, Nietzsche's philosophy is what inspired me into creating this game. Ah, okay, I'm actually reading the thing. Oh, and this is their first visual novel, by the way. Fantastic job. For a first-time visual novel, this is amazing, honestly. This is really good. Really well written. Great art. UI is great. The only thing was the skip button was kind of buggy, I guess, because I couldn't skip dialogue that I had read. So that was interesting. What else? No, nothing else. I got nothing else. It's a good read. Yeah, this is their first visual novel. So, obviously, you know, they're great artists, so that helps a lot. And obviously, you know, obviously they're a great artist. I think the biggest thing about visual novels is that if you read a lot, you know, you read a lot of stories and stuff like that, and you're already a great artist or know a great artist that'll help you work, your first outcome is probably gonna be a banger. Like, I'll be honest. The writing can even take a back seat. Like the writing, this game, the character alone could have carried your story, your visual novel. So the fact that the writing was up there too, that's why I'm like, this is a 10 out of 10. Okay, that's like, I'll be honest. Like, your character art was 10 out of 10. Story was 10 out of 10. Like, that's really great. And that's just the demo. So we'll see more in the future. Honestly, you could have ended it off there. Like, this demo could have been a full game, honestly, you know? So, very interesting to see. Also, interesting to see if, so obviously our protagonist, doesn't know that our zombie boyfriend can be a little, not evil, but a little aggressive. Obviously, I think most of chat would agree that they're willing to look past the aggressiveness. You know, everybody likes a yandere boyfriend. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves a yandere. I love a yandere. Kill for me? Possessive? Yeah, chat and I love that shit. We lap that up, okay? That's great. I'd love to go in that direction too. He is a zombie. There's a lot I look over. He's cold. No, I think he's gonna be warm, actually. I think even though he's a zombie, he's still warm too. No deal if they're possessive. Aw, damn. But anyways, that's all I really have to say about the game. I just wanted to talk about it a lot because chat seemed really obsessed with this guy. So I wanted to go over it. I also love the way, I think someone in chat mentioned it. The way he's drawn is very, sad. Very sad. Instead of, like, maybe aggressive or, like, masculine. He is masculine, for sure. He's, like, super masculine. But he's drawn sad, if that makes sense. You know? Which makes him more comforting and makes him seem more, approachable kind of thing. So, even though he's this, like, emo guy, you know, he looks like he mews for fun. Brother was mewing the entire time. Bro, he is mewing. The other guy is mewing. Everyone's mewing in this, okay? Constantly. But yeah. anyways, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Chat likes it a lot. I know why they like it a lot. I like it a lot. His design is really cool. That's what makes us all like click on the game. Gooner? Chat is a bunch of gooners. My chat is a bunch of gooners. That is true. Anyways, that's all I have to say. So, good luck on, I will definitely be playing updates as the game gets updated, by the way, chat, YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. If you're new here, please clock that like button and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Play visual novels, indie horror games, indie games, every day on the channel. And we do almost daily streams on the Twitch. So if you like this, you'll definitely like the rest of my channel, okay? And, with that, see you later. Oh, I guess I'll mention the art contest. Oh, yeah. If you're in the Discord, / you want to join the community, please. Now's a great time if you're an artist of any level, skill level. We're doing an art event for Valentine's Day. Submit your art by Valentine's Day. The theme is just draw your favorite couple, OC couple, ship, whatever. You can do clock and, and clock and things, clock and Ginger, clock and, Shrek, like anything you want, really. Just 2 characters, for Valentine's Day together. And submit that, and we'll show off all the art on Valentine's Day. We'll do a stream for the art event. It'll be a lot of fun. Great way to join the community and hang out and have fun. And we take any skill level of art, by the way. You don't have to be a master. You can be a beginner, whatever you are. We'll be happy to have you, okay? Anyways, join the Discord for more information, though, okay? And that's all I gotta say. So I'm gonna clock out. Peace! See you later.